Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we were discussing about event listener interfaces. In that we have discussed key listener interface. In today's session we will discuss some more listener interfaces. So let's start. We will discuss first mouse motion listener interface. Mouse motion listener is notified whenever you move or drag your mouse. On the GUI screen, if you move your mouse, so the event which is generated at that time, it is mouse motion event, and that can be handled by using this mouse motion listener. Mouse motion listener contains two methods, that is mouse dragged and mouse moved. Mouse dragged method is executed whenever we drag a mouse on the GUI or on the component. Mouse moved is executed whenever we move a mouse on the GUI. There is a difference between dragging and moving a mouse. Dragging is when you click the left button of a mouse and then move it by holding the left button. Moving is simply moving the mouse cursor without holding any button. So whenever you just move a mouse on the component, it will cause the mouse moved method, whereas when you drag a mouse, it will cause mouse dragged method, it will call. Okay, so let us understand this mouse motion listener interface and the methods of it with an example. Okay, in this example program we will create a GUI something like this with an applet screen. Okay, so whenever there will be a status bar, as I've said. This is the title location of applet screen. Okay, so what we will be doing is, when I move my mouse on the applet screen, as we know, it generates mouse motion listener, and the method which has to be called, it is mouse moved. And whenever I move a mouse here, it will show the location of a mouse as I am moving in the status bar. And whenever I drag a mouse by clicking there, if I drag a mouse, a line like this has to be displayed on the screen, on the applet screen. Okay, so let us see how this can be done. I'll open Notepad++. Okay, this is the earlier program. So again, I'll just copy the skeleton of it. The skeleton is almost same for all the programs. I'll just change the name in the HTML. I'll name it as motion demo. Okay, and this is my Java class. So motion demo. As we know, these are the packages which are necessary. This is applet, so we are extending to applet. Then we have an init method. Then we have this class. Okay, I'll just remove everything from that class. This is our listener class. On the GUI, if you see, we have only the applet window, nothing else, as I have explained what exactly we are creating. So in the init method, we will be only registering the mouse motion listener on the applet screen. To register a mouse motion listener on the applet screen, you have to use a method add mouse motion listener. in bracket we need to send the listener class which handles the mouse motion events. So listener class, here it is, new my motion listener. Okay, so this is our listener class, and this class should implement mouse motion listener. Mouse motion listener. Okay, as this class implements mouse motion listener, all the methods of mouse motion listeners has to be redefined here. We have seen on the PPT that there are two methods of mouse motion listener. These methods are public void mouse mode, which takes object of mouse motion listener mm. So we have redefined one method, that is mouse motion listener. One more method we have to redefine, or we have to override, that is public void mouse dragged. Even this takes mouse motion actually it is mouse motion event as an argument. I'll say M2 here. Okay, in the earlier case also this is not a listener object, it takes an object of an event class, so mouse motion event, this I'll say M1. Okay, both the methods of mouse motion listener have been redefined, have been overridden in our listener class. Okay, so this is done. Now we will include some code. First I'll include code in mouse mode. So whenever I move my mouse on the applet screen, it should display the location of that particular moment, where exactly the mouse is located on the main applet screen, that has to be displayed. For that, what we will do is we will simply use show status method, show status, and in that I'll say mouse moving. Then we will print the location after that. X is equals to, okay, how to get the x coordinate value of a mouse location? To get that, we can use the mouse motion event object, that is M1. We can say M1 dot get x. Same way, okay, I'll just concatenate again. Y is equals to, I can use M1 dot get y. Okay, that's it. So this should show the status of the mouse cursor on the status bar of our applet screen. So let us save this program. I'll save it with the name motion demo.java. Okay, the file is saved. Once it is saved, we can compile our program. To compile it, open CMD, then go to the location where you have saved your file, then we have to use javac file name, that is motion demo.java. Okay, you can see there is one error at line number 25. It is saying error semicolon expected. So semicolon is missing at line number 25. Just add a semicolon over here, line number 25. Save it again and compile it. Okay, there are some more errors. It is the error is cannot find symbol. The symbol is mouse motion event. Okay, two errors actually for the same, that is mouse motion event. So let us see what has gone wrong there. Okay, so the error is at this point, mouse motion event. The mouse moved and mouse dragged, both the methods takes the mouse event object, not mouse motion event. So it is simply a mouse event. Okay, let us come back to the CMD and compile it again. Okay, now you can see it is compiled successfully. We can execute the applet by using applet viewer. Motion demo.java. Okay, this is our applet. Now you can see whenever I move my mouse, you can see the coordinates there, x and y coordinates are changing. In the status bar of our applet, you can see those coordinates. So like this you can handle the mouse motion events. We have two events which are generated and notified to mouse motion listener. These are dragged and moved. So I am just moving the mouse. Dragging, if you look at, we haven't added any code for dragging, so nothing happens here for dragging. If you want to do something when the mouse is dragged, even that code can be added. So that code you have to add in mouse dragged. So I'll add here some code. When the mouse is dragged, suppose I want to draw a line or continuously I print something on the screen. So for that, what we will do is okay, so I'll take two more variables here. I'll say string of x comma y, and I'll assign here x is equals to m2 dot get x and y is equals to m2 dot get y. Initial values of x and y, I'll set it to 0. Okay, then we will call a method that is repaint here. We haven't declared a paint method yet. We will declare one here. Okay, there is a paint method. So in the paint method, what we will do is, instead of printing string here, what we will do is we will print okay, here we have to use a method draw oval. To this we have to pass 4 parameters. The first two parameters are xy coordinates, where we have to draw an oval. So xy coordinates we have already got here in mouse dragged, x and y. So we will just pass the same coordinates x and y. Whenever I click the mouse, there it has to draw oval. Then the size of the oval, so for now I'll say 10 comma 10. Okay, and that's it. I'll just compile it. Okay, there is an error. It line number 23 strings, it has to be string. Okay, actually it has to be integer, because when I say get x and get y returns integer value, not string value. So x and y will be of type string, integer. Okay, I'll clear it. Okay, it has compiled successfully. Let us execute it. Okay, now you can see it is ready. Now I'm moving the mouse. Let me drag it. Okay, as I can drag it, you can see along with my mouse cursor there is an oval which is moving. But as I've said, as I drag my mouse cursor on the screen, it has to draw something on the screen. But that drawing is not happening, because every time I drag the cursor, what is happening is every time I drag the cursor on the my applet window, it will call mouse drag. It is sending x and y and it is calling repaint. What repaint method does, it simply calls a paint method. Okay, but internally what happens, whenever you call a repaint, first it calls a method, one more method called as update, and from the update method it calls a paint method. But the problem with the update method is that whenever an update method is called, the complete screen is cleaned first. Whatever displayed on the screen is cleaned and then it will call the paint method. But we don't want to clear the screen, because we want to display something on the applet screen, and the earlier content should not be cleared. As it is clearing the earlier content, it is not continuously drawing something. So what we will do is, we will override that update method also. So we will write here public void update. Okay, even update method takes graphics object. I'll say graphics G, and from inside update we will not clear anything. The default update method will clear your screen, but here we will simply call the paint method again by passing G to it. Okay, that's it. We have overridden update method, we have changed its behavior. The original behavior is clearing the applet screen and then calling the paint. We have also called the paint, but clearing is not included, so the screen will not be cleared. So let us again check the output. Compile, execute. Okay, now let me drag it. Now you can see it is continuously displaying the circles as I draw my drag my mouse cursor. So I can create any drawing. Okay, one more change I'll do in the program. Instead of draw oval, I'll use here fill oval. Okay, fill oval. Compile and execute. Okay, now you can see if I drag it, we have used field oval. So you can create any drawing by handling these events, the mouse drag event. You can create anything you want. Okay, so this is how we can handle mouse motion events or mouse event by using mouse motion listener. Okay, one more change I'll do in this program, that is suppose if I okay, we have used here an inner class, as you know, class my listener. This my listener, it is a listener class which is used to handle the events, as we know, and we have used such a class in all other examples. And this listener class we have created separately from our main class. But if you want to create the main class itself as a listener class, even that can be done. No need to define the listener class separately. The main class itself can behave like a listener class. In that case, what we have to do is we have to just add here implements, and the listener has to be implemented by the main class itself. Because we want the main class to behave like a listener, so the main class will implement the listener, and this class code can be removed. If you don't want to create a separate class to handle events, then you can do it like this. No need to have a separate class. Okay, so we have only one class, motion demo, and this is extending applet, and this is implementing mouse motion listener, and this class is also behave like a listener now. So this class will handle the events. One change here also, as there is no my listener class, what we have to pass? We have to pass a handler to while registering a listener. So handler here now the same class, motion demo itself will handle the event. So we can pass here this keyword, means the same class will handle the events. So mouse motion listener it is implementing, and that is the reason we have methods like mouse move, mouse interact. Let me save it and let me show you the execution of the same again. Okay, there are no errors, and execute it. Okay, you can see it is executing it in the same way. So there are no changes in the execution, but you can again change your code. You can no need to create a separate listener class. You can make your main class itself as a listener by implementing a particular listener interface. But it is suggested to have a separate listener class, because that simply separates your main GUI code from the handler code. So it is better to have a separate handler class than declaring the code, the handling code and the GUI code in the same class. Okay, I hope you understood how motion listener can be used. Okay, let's move to the next part. Now the next interface is mouse listener interface. This mouse listener interface, which is different from mouse motion listener interface. Now what is this mouse listener interface? Mouse listener is notified whenever you change the state of a mouse. When the mouse listener interface is notified whenever you change the state of a mouse. State of a mouse in the sense, when you click the left button of a mouse, when you take your mouse on some components, or when you take out your mouse from that component, when you press a mouse key, when you release a mouse key. In such cases, the mouse mouse listener is called. We have this 5 methods which are defined here. In case of mouse listener, these methods are mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released. Mouse clicked is called whenever you click a mouse and release it. The mouse clicked is called. Whenever you take your mouse cursor on any object, say you have a button, and on that button if you take your mouse cursor, it will call an event called as mouse entered. So method mouse entered is called. Whereas the mouse exited is called whenever you take the mouse cursor out of that particular component. Pressed is called when you simply press a mouse key and hold it, Release is called when you release the mouse key. So these are the methods of mouse listener interface. We will not go through an example here. We have already seen so many examples on the other interfaces. Okay, so mouse listener interface contains 5 important methods: mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, and mouse released. In the same way, we can handle these events like we handle mouse motion listener interface. Okay, so let's move to the next part: text listener interface. Text listener interface defines the text changed method that is invoked when a change occurs in text area or text field. It contains a method called as text changed, which takes text event as an argument. Text listener is notified whenever there is a change in the text area or text field. We have seen components like text field. Text fields are used to type something in it. Same way we have text area in Java as well, where we can type multi-line text. When we make changes in the text area or text field, again an event is generated. That event is text event, and this text event can be handled by using text listener interface. And there is one method, the method is text changed, which needs to be overridden. Okay, so this is about text listener interface. Okay, let us see an example on text listener as well. So what we will do is we will have a GUI like this, and we will have a text field and a label. Whenever I type something in the text field, means I am changing the value of text field, the content of the text field has to be displayed here. Okay, so let us start. What I'll do is I'll make modifications in the same program. Okay, I'll just revert the code a bit. Okay, we have a separate class here. In the same class, events are not handled. I have separate class my listener to handle events, and right now my listener, it is implementing mouse motion listener, means it is handling mouse motion events, that is mouse moved and mouse dragged. In the same program, even we will handle the text events as well. It is not like we can handle only one type of event in a program. It is possible to handle any number of types, any types of events in the same program. In this program, as I know, we need some more components. The components are the text field, so I'll create text field here. Text field T1 is equals to new text field. The size I'll define as 10 for the text field. The declaration of the text field, I'll add it in the class section. So I'll say text field T1 here. So I have just moved the declaration, so I'll remove the declaration from init. We even need a label, I said, so label we will declare label L1. Okay, so declaration is in class. We will instantiate it here. L1 dot L1 is equals to new label. Okay, there is nothing in the label initially. We have already have a mouse motion listener registered on the applet screen. Now we have to register even the mouse listener on the text field. Sorry, not mouse listener, text listener on the text field. To register text listener on the text field, I'll say t1 dot add text listener. Okay, we are registering text listener, and we are sending the object of the same class, my listener, to it. Means whenever a text event is generated, my listener is called. But if you look at your my listener, this is right now only implementing mouse motion listener. Means it can only handle mouse motion events. It cannot handle text events. To make it handle text event, even this my listener should implement the text listener interface. So text listener. So now my listener is implementing mouse motion listener as well as text listener. Okay, so what is the method of this text listener? Text listener interface contains one method, that is text changed. So even that text changed has to be redefined, has to be overridden in this my listener. So apart from mouse moved and dragged, we should have even public void text. What is that method? Text changed. Text changed. And this method takes an argument, that is text event. So text event, I'll say T. Okay, now look at this listener class. It is overriding three methods: mouse moved, mouse dragged, and text changed. Two of the methods are from mouse motion listener and one is from text listener. Okay, now here, as I've said, whenever the text from the text field is changed, the same text has to be displayed in the label. For that, what we will do is we will say L1 dot set text. In bracket, we have to get a text from the text field, so we will say t1 dot get text. We are getting text from t1 and we are displaying it in L1. Whenever the text is changed, the same text, the changed text, will be displayed on the label. So let us check it. Okay. We need to compile it first. As you can see, the result is of earlier page itself, and that is because we haven't compiled our applet. The new changes are not reflected. To reflect those changes, we need to compile it. Okay, there are some errors. The error says motion demo.myListener is not abstract and does not override abstract method text value changed text event in text listener. My class my listener implements mouse motion listener text listener. Okay, actually there is one problem. The problem is this method is not text changed, but it is text value changed. So there is a mistake with that. It is text value changed. Okay, in the PPT also we need to make a correction there. The method is text value changed, not text changed. Okay, let us compile it again and check. Okay, now you can see it has compiled successfully. We can execute it. Okay, execute it. Okay, still you can see the text field and the label is not displayed. Why it is not displayed? Okay, because we have created a text field, we have created a label, but those text fields and labels are not added on the container. To add the text field and label, we have to use the method add. Add T1, then add L1. Okay, let us compile it again. Okay, still we are not able to see those two components. Let us verify it again. What is going wrong? Okay, I need to compile it again. I did not compile it after making the changes. Compiled it. Okay, now we can see there is a text field. You may say the label is not visible, but the label is actually there, but the color of the label is white, and that is the reason label you cannot see a label there. Okay, so there is a mouse event handled, and that is the reason in the status bar you can see the mouse coordinates. We have handled a mouse move event. Even drag is handled on the same application, so you can see even whenever I drag, it is simply displaying something on the screen. And we have even handled the text changed. So when I keep my cursor in that, and if I type something there, you can see whatever I type, the same is displayed in the label also. So there is a label as well in which the content is displayed as I am typing. Okay, so like this, even a text event can be handled, or the text listener can be used in a program. Okay, this is about text listener, and it is important to know that we can handle many different types of events in the same class, in the same program. Okay, next is window focus listener. Window focus listener contains two methods. The methods are window gained focus and window lost focus. These methods are called when window gains a focus or loses input focus. So window, that is applet window, you can consider, you can register this window focus listener on applet window, and whenever the window gets a focus, then you mean to say when window is active, the window gain focus is called, and when window loses a focus, means when you move from one window to some other window, window loses a focus, in that case window lost focus is called. There is one more listener which is similar to the earlier one, that is window focus listener, that is window listener. Window listener interface contains the method that is window activated, window closed, window closing, window deactivated, window de-iconified, iconified, and open. So all those methods are called whenever we activate a window, that is when a window is selected, when window is closed, when you close click on the close button of a window, like here you can see a close button at the top right corner. Whenever you click a close button of your applet window or any other window, then window closed is called. Even there is one more, that is window closing. When it is the action is taken about the window is still closing, it is not completely closed, it is closing, in that case window closing event is called. Deactivated, as it is reverse of activated. When window is selected, it is active. When window is deselected or moved to some other window, deactivated, window is deactivated, in that case deactivated is called. Window is iconified. When an icon is set for a window, iconified is called. Whereas de-iconified, then we have a method called as window open. When you open a window, window open method is called. Even this methods can be used to handle window related events, and for that you need a listener called as window listener interface. Okay, that's it with the listeners. With this we will stop here. Thank you.